Hey folks, good afternoon. My name is Brandon Addison, and we're going to do a webinar today on how to actually go out and farm for those really important five-star reviews on Yelp and Google+. These days, I absolutely cannot implore the importance of getting these reviews as we go forward to rank well in the maps, to rank well in mobile searches, to rank well even in the base organic rankings. These reviews are going to be absolutely invaluable to you guys moving forward. So the first thing, I kind of cut into a presentation that I've used before. Some of you guys may have seen this before, but this is the reputation management presentation that we have done. Basically, back before the days of the internet controlling everything that we do, this is how first impressions were made. They were face-to-face. They were about the handshake and how you were dressed and those type of things. Well, there has been a huge shift to where this is your new first impression. If you're a chiropractor in Denver and someone is searching for you, they're not looking at pictures of what your clinic looks like and what your staff looks like. They're going out and actually taking into account what other people are saying to you more than anything else. That's the most important factor for people that don't know you. So as you can see here, if someone went out and Google searched right here for a chiropractor in Denver, this guy has 16 reviews with a 28 out of 30 score. This guy has 2 reviews, and this guy has 40 reviews. You can tell right off the bat that the 5280 chiropractic clinic is going to get the calls right then. Now, this is where these reviews really get powerful. If you take the left-hand side of the screen out of context, let's pretend we didn't see it, and we just go to our iPhone and type in Denver chiropractor. The first thing you're going to see here, if you were to mouse over 5280, are the Yelp reviews. Now, these over here on the left are Google Plus reviews, and the screen on the right is showing the mobile search and how it's tied to, and that's the Apple Maps, how it's tied to the Yelp reviews. So any way that anybody's going to look you up online, there's going to be some sort of association with some reviews. So just keep that in mind going forward. And a lot of people say, well, we don't really get that much internet business. We're not an internet-based company. We get all of our stuff by referral. Well, nowadays, even those are at risk because if you have a couple of bad reviews on Yelp, people are going to punch in your name and address, in their iPhone to get directions to come to you. If my brother tells me to go check out 5280 and I punch that into my iPhone and then I see that you guys have, or that 5280 has, 25 reviews with an average of 2 stars, well, you just lost me as a referral, So it's not just the people that don't know about you that are at risk. Even your own patients, if they come and see you once or twice and they like you, they're kind of on the fence, but if they start reading about you and read all kind of bad reviews, guess what? They're going to go away as well. Now, we break reputation management down into 2 aspects. One is reactive. We're not going to cover that at all today. The other is proactive, and that's the point of this presentation today. Proactive just basically means going out and farming for these 5-star reviews. It means implementing a system into your clinic where you guys can go and continually ask people to get these reviews. You set up a system that's really easy for them, and you incentivize them and hopefully the staff members, if the doctor really wants to pressure this or push this, to make this a real system inside your clinic. Okay? On the proactive side, you have to develop a web page and hopefully print materials with links to the preferred rate and review sites. And today, again, we're going to focus on the most powerful ones, which is Yelp and Google+. You want to train the staff on how to quickly recognize that opportunity. And for that, what I'm talking about is we all know that these patients are constantly coming in and they're having these moments of success, and whether that's pain relief or whether that's a milestone in their weight loss or whether it's the fact that now they can travel because they can walk better or whatever it is. I mean, there's a million of these that happen every month in your clinic. And what I'm begging you guys to do is to go out and really keep your eyes and ears open for that moment of just sheer relief or happiness or you know, some sort of moment of completion or success on that patient's behalf, where they would be more than happy at that moment to give you a review. Now, the problem with Yelp and Google Plus is that both of them have an IP tracking system in place so that you can't keep getting these reviews from the clinic. And that means you have to send them home to get the review, which is always a challenge because everybody will say, yeah, no problem, I'll do that. And then they walk out the door and they've forgotten about it. So that's why I say go ahead and incentivize these people immediately to make sure that they'll follow through on that review. Now, it's not a guarantee that they'll do it, but it definitely increases the chances if you hand them a free bottle of a free can of BioFreeze or a $5 Starbucks card or a free B12 shot, whatever it is. That if you ask that patient, hey, do you mind giving us a review on Yelp or Google Plus? And if they say, yeah, no problem, I'd love to give you a review, go ahead and incentivize them, and you have to educate them a little bit. It's not much, but it's just a little bit. If they don't have Google Plus or Yelp, they're not a waste of a review. You can send them to Facebook, and then from there, excuse me, they can rate you on Facebook. And those are powerful. I don't mean to you know, play that down too much, but they're not quite as strong as Google Plus and Yelp. Now, the trick is if they don't have an established active account on Google Plus or on Yelp, then you can't get those two reviews from these guys. Yelp and Google Plus both have decided that they're not going to publish any more reviews from somebody that just creates a review or creates an account and then goes out and leaves one review and walks away. So even if these people are very willing to say, yeah, I'll create a Yelp account and leave you something, it's not going to do you any good. So the first question is, hey, do you have an active Yelp account, and do you sometimes use it? If the answer is no, ask them the same thing about Google Plus. Now, most of the people are going to say no. Okay, direct them to Facebook, say leave us a recommendation on Facebook. But for the few people, it's going to be 1 or 2 out of 10 that have an active Yelp or a Google Plus account. What we want to do is send them to your website. Now, if you're a client of ours, at the bottom of all the websites, we have a tiny little tag that says patient reviews. And they can click on that patient reviews. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is one of our clients, for instance. Cod pain and rehab, down at the bottom in all of this mess, and we tell the staff, know exactly where it's at. So if I worked at Cod pain and rehab and I saw someone with that moment of, you know, sheer happiness, and I asked them, hey, do you use Yelp or Google Plus? And they say, yeah, I do Yelp all the time. I incentivize them however our clinic, you know, deems fit, and I say, go down to the bottom right-hand side of our website, click on leave us a review, and then click on Yelp. And we make it as simple as possible. So if I worked at Cod Pain and I said just go to the bottom right, click on leave us a review, click on Yelp. If that person is a Yelper, they know exactly what to do right now. They're just going to sign in with their sign in, and they're going to leave you a review. Okay? You really, really, really have to dummy proof this, or it's going to get, you know, cumbersome for that end user, and they're not going to leave you the review. So you got to make it as simple as possible, make it as fast as possible, and make sure that the staff members that are asking for these know exactly how to direct someone to leave that review. Otherwise, again, if it gets confusing, you've lost that review completely. And again, these reviews are worth gold. I mean, they're unbelievably valuable. So just to kind of beat a dead horse a little bit, this is a client of mine in New York. If we go down to the bottom, patient reviews, again, it's going to take them to what, you know, we have deemed are the most, let me hit mute on this. Once we deem exactly what rate and review sites we want, we just, you know, click on that, and now that patient of mine is right here to make this work. Now, one thing that I want to show you that is absolutely crucial these days is the Google results that have absolutely changed, especially with this last search engine optimization tweak that Google made. If I just go out right now and I just search for chiropractor in Denver, Colorado, and I go start scrolling down, first of all, right here, Yelp is going to show you, normally they're going to show you their number one profile. And so this guy has 22 reviews and a rating of 5. So he has basically 22 perfect reviews. So that's right there. And you can also see, once we get down into the maps, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 all have basically at least 20 or more Google reviews. Now this is what's really important. You got to watch who you're asking for these reviews from, because look at the average on all these. It's 4.5 or higher on all of these. Nowadays, not only having a bunch of reviews, but having a bunch of quality, like 5-star reviews, really impacts your rating and your ranking inside the Google Maps. And these days, like in 2014, the Google Maps is going to drive a lot more revenue than the organic searches or even the pay-per-click. So being able to compete here in these maps is absolutely crucial for you guys. Okay. Again, just to make the point here, if we search for chiropractor in New York City, go down into the actual maps, you can see the number 1 guy, 73 reviews. The number 3 guy, 12 reviews. And this guy has 9 reviews, and this guy has 5. The numbers aren't quite as high, but the thing about these is, again, look at them. They're all 4.8s and 4.7s. So the ranking algorithm now incorporates these reviews, not only the number, but the quality of these reviews, as one of the most important determining factors to be able to rank well in the maps. Okay, so if you're not one of our clients, again, what you want to do is go out to your website. Let me go back one. Go down to the bottom. Now you have to leave it at the bottom, because if you guys are seeing a couple hundred people, there's going to be 1 or 2 people a day that just aren't completely happy with their service. And if you put this big "leave us a review" symbol on the front of your website in plain sight, guess who's going to leave you the reviews? It's not going to be the happy people. It's going to be the frustrated people, or the people that feel like they got overcharged or whatever. And at that point, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because we have to get all of these reviews as close to a 5-star as possible. So first things first, we want to make it easy before we ever ask anybody to leave us a review. So we're going to add the page, and we're going to put some sort of links to your Google+, your Yelp, and your Facebook inside that page. Okay. Once we have that page set up, the next thing we're going to do is to make sure that our staff is asking for only quality reviews. Okay. You have to know who the patients are before you ask them. You don't want to be asking everybody. So if you know that person has been through a struggle, or they've lost 50 pounds, or now they can, I had somebody a couple of weeks ago give me a testimonial that she basically said, she hadn't been able to walk for months, and she got to dance at her daughter's wedding because of what this doctor had done for her. That's the moment you ask for the review. Okay, ask for the review. If they say yes, and if they say I'm an active Yelper or I'm an active Google Plus user, then incentivize them, again, right then, incentivize them, educate them on how to do it on your website, and send them home. And you probably want to write a note and follow up with them, because you've already given them something, a little bit of a token to make sure they do it. So follow up with them over the next couple of days if you notice that they haven't done this. But I promise you, the clinics that instill a system to start farming for these reviews, you're going to make a huge difference in your bottom line that you got from the internet in 2014. It's absolutely crucial this year, if you're going to compete in the maps, that you're doing this in the clinic. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 770-596-5524. Give me a call if you want to talk about Search to Social's internet marketing service. We're glad to answer any questions. And but again, if you have any questions about any sort of marketing issues, give me a call anytime, and I look forward to talking to you guys. I hope you learned a little bit today, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks, and have a good one.